In this video, I'm going to show you 10 of the best young central defenders Football Manager 22 has to offer. And for this video, I'll focus on players that are 20 years or younger. And when it comes to youngsters in Football Manager, there's always a bit of RNG involved. This means that these players' potential will vary a bit from save to save. Make sure to scout them yourself, but I checked these guys out in multiple saves, and these are some of the guys that always look among the best. And first off, we are starting in Brazil, in Santos, with Kaiky, and he is only 17 years old. I need to remind you this, he's only 17 years old with these stats. I mean, when he's 20, his stats will be improved a lot, and he still have quite a few seasons but when he can continue improving. So this is a much catch. And for our next pick, we are traveling to France. We have Monaco, and we have this young Frenchman, Benoît Badiashile. Probably butchered that one really hard, but to compensate for that, look at these beautiful stats. And with 194 centimeters, that jumping reach, and yeah, he looks so good already. And I just want to mention this small thing, that this will be his 4th season playing in the highest league in France. 20 games back in the 2018 season, 16 in 2019, and then clearly a regular starter, 35 games last season. And yeah, big talent. And after France, we are heading to Barcelona and Spain. And this lad has been in some big clubs. He started his career in Barcelona, then spent quite a few seasons in Man City, and he have actually managed to pick up 19 Premier League games. And now he's back in Barcelona as a free transfer. Clearly, it won't be easy to sign him, but if he keeps on developing, he will be a very good player. Now we're going back to France and Monaco, but this time we're looking at a Serbian 20-year-old central defender, and another big guy, 194 centimeters, big jumping reach, and quite a few stats in the right places. He just needs to develop a little bit further, and he will probably fight for a spot in the first team in most clubs. Next up, we have Portugal, and this 19-year-old playing for Sporting, Gonçalo Inácio, and I mean, he looks even better. Look at these stats. Look at these stats for this young ball-playing defender. He's already in his 2nd season starting for Sporting, and we see a lot of 15s around there, some 14s, and some other good stuff. Next on, we are moving ahead to Ukraine and Dynamo Kiev, where we have Illya Zabarnyi, and this young, talented Ukrainian defender. I'm betting some big money that he will go to a bigger club in a bigger league in the very near future, because these lads is only 18. Most of the lads we've been looking at this far has been 20. He still have 2 years on there to keep on developing, and it's already starting to look sensational. Next up, we have something special here. And the reason I'm saying special is that this young Italian central defender, Wisdom Amey, playing for Bologna, is only 15 years old. Let's take this one again. He's only 15 years old. Look at these physical abilities at only 15. They are insane. And then go on to the mental abilities over here, and we see so many of the correct mental abilities for a central defender. He has the stats already. And then, of course, for the technical abilities, as a no-nonsense central defender, just the 3 correct ones he have. Of course, he need to develop, he need to keep on improving, but in 5 years of increasing stats, and it's still only going to be 20. That's something special. Now, we could be traveling to England, but we are actually traveling to Venezia. And the reason for that is that this young Wales Chelsea player is loaned out currently, Ethan Ampadu, and his stats, another guy with sensational stats, can also play as a defensive midfielder, a central midfielder. And looking at his history, he's been around a bit, but he actually made his Premier League debut all the way back in the 2017-2018 season, and of course he spent a lot of time loaned out, getting some first team experience, and he is starting to get really, really good. But being loaned out already, you can't get him for the first season, and belonging to Chelsea probably going to be expensive. Now we're back in Brazil, this time with Palmeiras, this 19-year-old called Renan, and he can play at the left side, as you can see, but I also see him as a central defender, and he has a very, very diverse skills set. I mean, it's green in almost every single ability, so you have a lot of potential with this guy. Can teach him to play different roles. But look at his tackling is already 15, marking 13. So yeah, he definitely has some of the right skills for a very, very good central defender. All right, it's time for the big name. And if you're following the Premiership, you probably know that this would come. I mean, look at these stats. Look at these stats. Wesley Fofana, 20 years old, from France. He belongs to Leicester. He is playing in the Premiership. And they played 28 games for Leicester last season. He is a regular Premier League starter, and you can tell from these stats. And look at, he's 90 centimeters, high jumping reach. And even though he's huge, he got a great pace, great acceleration, great strength. And of course, look at these. Tackling 15, heading 15, positioning 15. I mean, he will cost you a huge amount of money. You probably will never be able to afford him. But if you manage to get him, you have a player that will be playing in starting matches for your club for up to like 15 seasons or something like that. And by the way, some of these players have names that could be hard to spell. So in the description below, I've written their names down, so you can just copy them and paste them into Football Manager. So you don't need to worry about the spelling. And of course, if you found this little video helpful, make sure to press that like button because it helps me out. And did I miss any of your favorite young central defenders? Share your knowledge and tell us about them in the comments section. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more FM22 content. Thank you for watching.